Welcome to TOD Sports. You want to be a quarterback, middle school edition. So let me start off by saying first that I am not a football coach. I've never been a football coach and don't plan to be a football coach. I'm simply a parent who picked up some things along the way of my oldest son's journey as a quarterback that I think might be able to help. Just picked up some things I think might be able to help you as a parent, also as a player, through your football journey. So let's start off by mentioning that we did have a previous video about youth and Little League football. And you want to continue to do the things that we mentioned in that first video at the middle school level, because there is some overlap in youth and middle school football. There are actually even some places where they don't play middle school football. So 6th, 7th, and 8th grade is what I mean when I say middle school football. But there is an intersection right in the 7th grade usually where you can play either or you can play both, depending. But you want to continue to do those things we mentioned in that first video. Work on your physical, your physique, sit-ups, push-ups. Work on your endurance, running, executing plays, footwork, all those things that that you see the pros doing. You want to start doing those early because you're going to do that stuff throughout your career. The next thing in terms of something to be aware of at the middle school level is that your coaching may not be a step above youth Little League football. A lot of times the coach at the middle school level is simply just looking to get a little extra money, so they may coach a team, and it may just happen to be football. So you may not get a step above when it comes to coaching. Now, my son was lucky in that his coach had been coaching football for 30 years at his middle school, 30 plus years. And one of the advantages of that is that he had a system. He knew how to help them execute by using repetition. They would run mostly the same plays over and over, but that was a good thing for that team. Helped them learn how to execute, and they won a lot of games. I don't think he ever has seasons where he doesn't win games. But if you're not in that situation, just be aware of it and just realize that may be the case. Right? Your middle school coach is not going to work with you on throwing motion usually or footwork. They're just going to take the most athletic kid a lot of times and put them at quarterback. But if you have that skill set, if you do have really good footwork and you can throw the ball and you understand timing, those things will override that at the middle school level. Okay, but coaching may not be a step above your youth or Little League coaching. So keep that in mind, parents and players. Now, the next thing we should think about at the middle school level is getting to a trainer. My son didn't go to a trainer until he was in the 8th grade, actually at the end of his 8th grade year. Probably should have done it in his 6th grade year. But a trainer will help your child advance quicker. And I recently heard Deion Sanders say, why do you need a trainer? Why do you need a trainer? Well, here's 2 reasons I think you need a trainer, or that a trainer can help. The first thing is a trainer, if you go to training sessions, those sessions are pinpointed sessions. They're specifically training and working on skills, but there's no downtime in those sessions. There are no big breaks, 10 or 15-minute breaks. If you're taking an hour session, you're paying for that. They're going to make sure you get an hour workout. The second thing about going to a trainer is that if you're in a group environment, your child is going to compete in those sessions. They don't want to be the last one to complete the drill. They don't want to be the one that does it wrong. They're going to compete with these other players, so they're pushing each other constantly. So those are just 2 things that will help your child get better if they go to a trainer. Now, naturally, your child is going to get going to get stronger and faster as they get older. So that's going to happen. But the kids that I've seen that go to trainers advance quicker, and they actually do have a better skill set than the kids that don't go a lot of times. Now, the next thing I would mention or recommend is that you get your child to a dedicated quarterback coach, okay, and get them to the highest level quarterback coach you can get them to. Where we live, we actually had access to several really good quarterback coaches. My son had 3 quarterback coaches The first was the FCS national championship winning coach or player. He's a coach now. The second was a, Division One Power Five quarterback who played in the CFL as well, and is currently a coach at a Power Five school working with quarterbacks. And then the third was a Power Five record-setting quarterback at his institution who works with top-level college and professional coaches. The things that they can teach you are going to keep you on the pulse of what they're looking for at the next level, high school, college, and so forth. The drills that they run, the I guess things that they teach you, whiteboard things they can teach you, just the concepts, routes and ball placement, all those things will benefit your child, and it will put them ahead of a kid who just goes to the high school coach and just learns what the high school coach teaches them. I'll say that for a fact. So try to get your kid to the highest level quarterback coach that you can. And then the last thing is, two more things. Camps, getting your child to high level camps. We went to, I sent my son to a lot of camps over the years. The Manning Academy went to a couple times. Duke, Cutcliffe Camp when David Cutcliffe was the coach there. He used to be, I think, Eli Manning's head coach at Ole Miss. And he also went to Steve Clarkson camps. Those camps teach you not necessarily the mechanics, but it's the mental side that I think they help with. Another couple of things that people don't think about is that they get you used to being in those environments where there are big time players and big time coaches, and it allows you to compete with those big time players and big time environments. And it helps your child get used to that because that's what they're going to experience if they get to the next level. And if you go to these camps, not all of them are going to have big name players. The Manning camp doesn't have a ton of big name players because it's during summer workouts. So high school guys are not necessarily there, but you do have all the top college players are there. They get to meet those guys, they get coached by them, and it's not a big deal to be around those players. Also, another thing is these camps are run like clockwork. Okay, so it gets them used to what these, if you have a really good high school coach, or what these college programs are like, how they run these practices. They give you the instruction quickly. They expect you to know it and execute it quickly and accurately. So it gets them used to those things as well. And it also, for your family, if you can get to one of these camps, it's a good experience for your family. Okay, so getting to at least one camp. Now, the Duke camp, not so much, but if you go to Manning Academy or something like that, or we went to Steve Clarkson out in California, it can be a good family vacation as well. So you mix the two. And then finally, the last thing is 7-on-7, 7v7. A lot of people don't buy into 7v7 that much. I personally think it helps because it keeps your child in rhythm, throwing wise. Also, with 7v7, it gives you access to competition you would normally have access to. If you live on the East Coast, the Next Level Greats tournament in Myrtle Beach is a big tournament. Like Cam Newton has a team there every year. You see a lot of, excellent talent from New Jersey down to Florida. You have teams that come up. So that's an amazing, great tournament to go to. So if you can get on a 7-on-7 team that plays these tournaments, do that. But beware, every 7-on-7 team is not built the same. You want to make sure that your team is actually running actual plays and concepts that they'll see at the next level, and route concepts they'll see at the next level. Those types of things. You don't want to just be on somebody who's drawing up plays in the ground necessarily. Okay, and then also a lot of high schools are doing 7-on-7 as well, so it ties into that. Just keeps you in rhythm as you go through. So again, things to remember: coaching may not be a step above at middle school level. Try to start getting to a trainer at some point. Dedicated quarterback coach, camps, 7v7. All right. So thanks for tuning in, and TOD.